Joining us now is senior CPM leader Sitaram Yechury. Thank you so much for speaking to NDTV, sir. What is your highlight? What is the thing that strikes you most about the budget today?
Well, it's basically an election statement, more like an electoral manifesto, because a budgetary exercise is based on hard facts and data, which the economic survey normally gives. There's no economic survey preceding this budget, and the data itself is suspect, as we have seen it with the employment data of the National Sample Survey Organization. So the basis of the budget itself is questionable, and the SOPs that have been announced is actually in the background of a revenue shortfall. Revenue shortfall to the tune of more than 23,000 crores from the budgetary estimate, that's the tax revenues. There is a shortfall of more than a whopping 1 lakh crores in the GST collections. Then where are these expenditures coming from? And that is the most disturbing aspect of this. They're coming from cutting the state shares. And this is happening. The state share, both in terms of central tax revenue collections, has been drastically reduced. That is about 27,000 crores. And the share from the GST compensation fund has been reduced by nearly 38,000 crores. Now that means there's a direct attack on the federal structure of our constitution, so much for their concept of what they have called of cooperative federalism. And then when you come to the Jumlas, hello?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Hello, are you there?
Yes, of course, we can hear you.
You're there? Yeah. Yeah. Then as far as the SOPs that have been concerned, look at what has been given to the farmers. 6,000 rupees per annum. And that is also for those who own less than 2 hectares of land. Yes, they deserve this some relief that must be given. But what was the promise? That they shall get a price that will be equivalent to 1.5 times the production costs. 6,000 rupees per annum adds up to about 2 to 2.5% of the production costs. There's hardly any relief. Now that's 500 rupees a month for a family of 5. That is 100 rupees per head. Turns out to be around 3 rupees per day. Now this is the sort of a dole that is being given out and saying great relief for the farmers. Now this is actually to cover up the betrayal of not implementing the promise of 1.5 times the production cost as the MSP. And this comes under the line of the fact that the loans to the corporates have been waived in the last 4 years to the tune of more than 3 lakh crores. So this is something that is, purely an electoral jumla.
But so
now take the question of pensions for unorganized labor.
Yeah.
But 30 years the unorganized labor pays, 30 years unorganized labor pays about 100 rupees per month. That is 36,000 rupees is what the unorganized labor pays, and will get back 3,000 per month. And if you add the interest on the 36,000 is paid for nearly 4 years, after his age of 60, he'll only be getting back his own money. And you only hope that the life expectancy improves further and they live longer to draw some money from the government. Otherwise, the government is not just spending anything. And look at the unemployment situation. The finance minister very proudly says, job seekers have become job creators. What does that mean? They are becoming job creators not out of choice, but out of default, because there are no jobs. There is an official stamp over the pakoda logic.
But sir, they point out
that is what this budget has done.
Sir,
but it will be used.
Okay, so on the jobs thing, they point out that they have also added 2 crore new members to EPFO, and that's an indication because they're not talking about the NSSO leaked figures. They're saying that the fact that they've added to the EPFO number shows that there has been job creation.
But adding to the EPFO numbers doesn't mean new jobs have been created. Those who are there already working, they would have joined. So that is a totally, completely misleading data and deliberately done in order to obfuscate the actual situation.
Mr. Sitaram Yechury, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV and giving your reactions to the budget.